Sir, a born-again brother wants to know if it's okay to say he loves sex.
And I want you to tell your sons, tell them to always come out plain during talking stage if they won't take it further. Because some of us are in between talking stage for decades. For example, me, I've been talking to a guy for the past 2 years now.
How many years?
2 years.
Come close. Come.
I remember I met a guy during my youth service. On our first date, this guy asked me, hey, what are you bringing to the table? I was just looking at myself like, table, which table?
What do you do when your partner shuts you off when he's going through some challenges?
Some people that are rich, they started from scratch together with the girl, then they now move to the next level, then they got married and they grew up like that. And their advice, you can grow with a man even if you know he doesn't have money. But these days, you will build foundation before you know it will crash. Good girls build, then the ones that are very bad, they don't even used to build, but what they have, what they get are like too good. Meanwhile, you that you want to even build, even the one you are building is not even built. I know some people are there, they don't want to say, but they are tired of building. Like me too, I'm not building again. If you know that you are not okay, you are not built, me, I'm not interested in building.
So, sir, what will you say about men of these days who now consciously are very interested in what a lady earns and keeps being concerned of her taking care of responsibilities in the home?
I met a pastor and he said he was interested in me. So I told him that, okay, let's get to know ourselves better and see if we are compatible. And immediately he stopped me there and he said, we don't need compatibility, that we should just compromise, that we can compromise. And I told him that if I need 10 qualities in a guy, that at least the guy should be able to mark at least 5 or 6, then I should know that I should be able to compromise 3. He called me and he told me that he likes me, but my problem is that I'm too intelligent and I'm arrogant.
The very first question is, how do you consciously prepare to be married mentally after watching your dad treat your mom poorly? Because right now, I have given up on getting married.
Now, first thing I want to say here is it's a very sad experience to be a witness to what your father did to your mom. And I will say to you, mentally speaking, it only puts you in a position to be very, very dutiful when it comes to making a choice. So what happened to your father or to your mother only prepares you or only puts you on the edge to be on the lookout for the possibility of such traits in a man very early, so that you don't become a victim of the same. So what am I saying in essence? If you have seen that happen to your mom, all men are not like that. Your father is just one out of over 4 billion men on earth. And the reality is that there are good men out there who will love you. But your father's attitude to your mom should make you now to make sure that whenever you want to go out, you want to hook up with a man, you watch out for such traits. So such a trait that your father exhibited should not be a reason why you should not be married. On the contrary, it should be a benefit when it comes to making your choice. By making sure if you see a man who is abusive, who is aggressive, who has a tendency to be physically engaging, you just know that this man is a type of my father and I must stay away from him. If you had not had the kind of father you had, then you will not be sensitive to such when you are in relationship. You will just think maybe the man just gets angry and maybe he will be all right in marriage. So what you saw with your mom is indicative of the fact that any man you don't stop in relationship and you're allowed to get married will exactly be like the man you have seen. So I think for me, there's no reason why you should not be married. You should be married. You're going to have some very good men. You're going to have a very good man, somebody that will truly care about you. I've not had a reason to beat my wife. So, and Pastor Sunday's wife has never come to meet me once to say, Pastor Sunday mistakenly shove her. Is that okay? So I can tell you there are good men, there are lovely men. Dr. Nta, Barrister Nta is here, who is your singles coordinator. His wife has never come to report him one day to me to say that he slapped her, he beat her. None of my pastors have had their wives come to report them to say my husband slapped me. So the point I'm making is that your father is just one out of few men who are so inclined around the world, but that is not the general reflection of all the men that we have on earth. So you can have a great marriage, please. I'm so sorry about what happened, and the reality is that you can have a glorious marriage. Yeah.
The next question is, what is wrong with being a second wife when the Bible says that at the end time, one man will marry 7 women? And I want to believe that we have fully approached the end time.
All right, everybody, since we are in the end time now, Ojonne,
Yes, sir.
I need 6 more.
6 more questions.
No, 6 more wives.
Oh,
Because Pastor Sam only has 1. So since we are in the end time, I think I need 6 more. So what was going to happen is that I will line it up. First 6 months of next year, every month there will be wedding. See, funny enough, it is the person that wrote the question that will first attack the pastor. How can a man of God marry second wife? Let me say this, and I know the person is only asking a question for the sake of education. Here's what I want to say to you. The Bible did not say God said you should marry 7 wives. The Bible is talking about the worsening condition of the earth. And the Lord was talking about the worsening condition of human hearts. How depraved human beings are going to get, so bad, so depraved. It's going to get so bad on earth that 7 women, because of what they presume to be scarcity, which happened in the time of Lot, 7 women will say, look, there are no men in town, so we'll be willing to take hold on 1 man. It is not a biblical prescription, it is a biblical description. And sometimes if you don't know the difference between prescription and description, you will take description for prescription. Please, it is not a prescription, it is a description of what will be happening. It is not a prescription for you to act on. Is that okay? Listen, it is true, it is in the Bible. It is not the truth that that's how you should live. Okay? No matter how the last day is, the Bible says from the beginning it was not so. The Bible says he made him husband, male and female, husband and wife, and that is God's prescription for marriage. It is not 7 to 1, all right? And God will help us.
amen. Okay, the next question is, how do I heal from the past pain? I was really hurt.
Yes, if you're going to heal from the past pain, one of the things you know is that wounded people don't treat themselves. I mean, but except if it's a minor wound. But if you are dealing with serious wounds, wounded people don't treat themselves. When you get really wounded, where do you go to? You find what? Same thing, when you are really wounded from the past, stop dragging it and hoping that time will heal the wound. By now you should know that time doesn't necessarily heal. Time is just an escape from that reality, but it will always resurface. So what you want to do is that you want to find somebody that is trained, somebody that is very good in emotional healing. Sit down with the person, talk through the pain with the person, and God willing, somebody will be there to walk with you and get you over the pain. So my recommendation, pray to God, study the word, but beyond all of that, I want you to find somebody you can talk with. Trust me, talking in itself without even being talked to brings healing in a very remarkable way. Just sitting down to talk about what happened brings healing. I'm sure you know that therapists don't actually give you anything that creates room for you to process your pain. Really, what happened on the day that the man came into the room? So what did he do? He held me aggressively. Did you feel like pain? What kind of dress was he wearing? Was a blue shirt? Did he scream on you? What did he do to you? And all of that. You remember his name? Can you recollect his picture? What does he look like? If I give you a paper Can you design his face? What are we doing? We call that unclogging. We're helping you to deal with things that have been stored and trapped in your emotions. By the time you let them loose, you let them go, you find that by letting it out, you begin to heal. It's called the law of vacuum. That once you empty yourself of the pain of the past, healing begins to flow into it. Find someone that will not judge you and talk to the person about it. The reality is that if you keep pain for too long, after a while, when you come into a good relationship, you will not know when the pain is influencing your actions. So find somebody to talk about it. You can have a good relationship, yes.
Yes, this is a live question now. Please, you can send in the questions or you can just come here. Okay, this person is saying, I know a lot of person who did not deal with any of the things you just mentioned. Bad attitude, rigid behavior, but they are married.
Absolutely so. I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about you. And some of them, is that okay? See, never allow the exception to become the rule. See, that's why many of us are not successful in life. Because we're always looking for deviants. And that girl now, she was a prostitute and she finally got a husband. So me too, I will prostitute, only to find out that it was an exception. And you know what? When it comes to exception, we're dealing with the sovereign mercy of God and the knowledge of God for that person. Hello, ma. How many prostitutes in the Bible married a prophet? Say it again. Only what, ma? Will you now say because Gomer was a prostitute and she married a prophet, you too will now become a well-known city prostitute? Because after all, Prakatos Kiriata, Gomer married the man of God. So me too, I will do prostitution and I will marry a husband. Hello, ma. It is one chance in many opportunities, in many situations, in a long time. You cannot live by exceptions. Live by the rule. Live by what? The rule. Are there no women with bad behaviors that even beat their husband? They beat the man and told him to fix the wedding date. We're slapping him. We are right the wedding date. Right? Are you going to do that and hope that because she did it so, you will do the same and you will get married? Why don't you just stay by the rule and trust God for the rest? Why allow that attitude make you excuse yourself from dealing with your behavior? Why? And then the ones you are talking about, are we not beginning to see the negative impact of such behaviors in their marriage? That a person get married doesn't mean the person is happily married. What we are talking about now is not just for you to get married, it's for you to be what? There's always this tendency in some of us to be deviants. We just always want to do things differently. We just want to go a different way. It works from time to time, but not all the time. And what I want to do is what works. I want to follow what works, all the time. So there's only one harlot that was known in her own time to be actively involved in harlot, that married a prophet, and there was only one harlot that was known as an harlot that eventually married into the lineage of Christ. You realize that only one. In every of those cases, whether with a prophet or with Jesus' line, there was only one. So what happens to the rest? Who knows if you are going to be the one that will be lucky with bad attitude to marry a man or to marry a woman? We don't know. The chances are slim. But we know that most women with good attitude, most men with good attitude who are serving Christ, who have good incomes, we know majority of them will be married. We want you to be part of the majority, not the minority. Talk to me, man.
What do you do when your partner shuts you off when he's going through some challenges?
Yes, it's just basically how the person processes pain. There are people that process pain when they are in bad moments, when they are going through challenges. It's how they grew up. When they are processing pain, they want to be alone. When they are done with processing pain, they come back. So we say they share space and they give space and they share space. When they are processing pain, they give space. They don't want anybody in their space. When they are done processing their pain, they re-engage. If you are such a person, please begin to work on it, because you frustrate a partner in marriage. Because that's why I'm in your life in marriage, so that we can share those moments together. So as you move into marriage, begin to find a way to share what you're going through with your partner. Unfortunately, in marriage again, some people want to start sharing, but they got married to individuals who again make them go back to their shell. But the rule is generally find a way to begin to learn to share. We know that's how you grew up, but please learn to go beyond all of that so that you can learn to begin to share. There are people that process pain that way. Yeah.
Yes. How do you handle a partner who has issues with you being friends with the opposite sex, that's males? Mind you, 90% of his friends are females, but his defense is, I don't go out with them.
But he is telling you can't do with the opposite sex. Normally that is coming from the place of suspicion. And normally it is people who usually have messed up before, and they took advantage of vulnerable people. Please hear what I'm saying. It is men who have taken advantage of vulnerable women. They are always protective of their own women because they believe that somebody will take advantage of their own vulnerability. Does that make sense? If you find a mother who was raped growing up, you will notice she's overly protective of her daughter. Is that so? It is the same thing. If you find a man who raped a girl, a child, when somebody was a child, you find the man overly protective of his daughters. You will think he loves his daughters. He is protecting them from what he did. Most men who did that are usually afraid that somehow life will make them pay for what they did. So my little counsel to the lady is sit down with the guy, talk about it, and if this guy seems to be unchanging before you get married, talk to God again.
Okay, for this, the issue here is online dating. Do you encourage online dating when both parties stay in different countries?
When it comes to online dating, there are chances. We've seen results from online dating. There are some chances it works. We have some members of our church here who actually got married through online dating. I know one of them whose marriage is doing very well, and it was through online dating. Okay, what I would rather say is that if you ever choose to go online, please make sure you are protective of your data, protective of your privacy. Is that okay? Because that is where you are most likely going to be a victim of people who are just out there to prey on people. So it is not something to say no to. It is a thing that works for some people and it doesn't work for some people. So you can give it a try, but just with caution. Make sure you never send your nudes to anybody. And then make sure that you really get to do some contact, visual contact, because sometimes you'll be talking to a woman who has a picture of a man on her page. Some of you have watched Catfish, am I correct? You've seen Catfish. So you can have a situation where somebody is just doing that on you. A lady who has low self-esteem will put the picture of a guy out there because she enjoys the conversation you pour on her, the love, the emotions and all of that. There are some people who are really mentally disorientated. They have mental disorder, and that's where the only thing they do in their life is to carry popcorn. They sit down one page and you are the one that is giving them fulfillment. They don't have jobs. They are sitting in a dirty couch, fat, just eating pop chips, and and then you are telling them, I love you, you really love me, you care about me, sure, and they feed on that kind of energy. So when you're online, please protect your privacy, your data. Don't send money to anybody. and all of that. Make sure you get to see the person face to face. And if you are a lady, let me warn, never be the first to go visit a guy. Don't let us catch you at the airport or where are you going to? Don't lie to us, okay? Stay home, let the guy come looking for you. And when he's coming, make sure that you don't go and meet him in a hotel privately. Is that okay? Tell him to meet you somewhere that is a public place where you can have private conversation. And make sure when you're having that public meeting, if it's in a like Hilton hotel, Hilton, you can actually meet there. Sheraton, if it's still, I think it's Continental now. Any hotel, make sure your 3 of your friends are sitting down on a table, behaving like they don't know you. All right? This is very key for you. Your safety first, not love first. You don't know him, meet in a public place where you can have private conversation.
Okay, sir. Secondly, same person, second question. Secondly, will you advise dating a man who already has a child and is still somewhat entangled with his baby mama?
Okay, so let him finish with his baby mama. Isn't that so? Don't you think he should clear the coast first? He cannot be having 2 people in his life at the same time. Otherwise, it's even an evidence that you are not supposed to be with him if he's too confused to make a decision and let his baby mama go. If she's his baby mama, she's not married to him, let him resolve that issue with the baby mama. Does that make sense? I'm going to be anointing you today so that you don't attract such people. In Jesus' name. Yeah, you want to ask me a question? Please go ahead. Come close, come close, come close.
Okay. In respect of what she just said, the entanglement with baby mama, I wanted to ask what kind of entanglement? Is it for the fact that because you can't separate a man who already has a child, you can't separate him from the child, and as long as he's interrelating with the child, he must interrelate with the mother. So is it intersexual stuff with the mother?
Absolutely.
Or just the normal relationship? Because that relationship will not end. It cannot end.
I think I really want to appreciate what you just said now, because the bottom line there is, if it is that part of it, that one is an ongoing. It will be for life. Crossing paths with the baby mama will always be a lifetime thing. But I guess the entanglement we're talking about here is that they must still be having some romantic relationship going on. And if that is the case, let him resolve all of that with her, decide whether he wants to have her or not. But if it is that you're not going to be seen, because, hey, let me say it this way. If you're going to marry somebody who already has children, you must be large-hearted enough to let the father and the mother of their children still get to see them, because the reality is that there's nothing you can do about it until the father and the mother of the child dies. There's going to be interfacing, because the father would like to see the children. On the wedding day, the father will be the father. You are not going to be the father. You understand that? Except where there's been some kind of real disowning of the child, there you can now say maybe the family of the woman are taking care, full control of the child, and where the child are totally stop using the name of the father, there are complicated situations like that. So if it has to do with meeting the mother of the children, meeting the father of the kids, you will always meet with them, and you must be large-hearted enough to love the kids enough to let their parents still have. You can only be a stepdad. You will never be the dad. The dad is always going to be the dad. Is that okay? And you must have a large heart enough to let them have sometimes. It's going to be a regulated interaction, meaning that the mother of the child can no longer be seeing the man privately. So there are going to be regulations to all of that, if that's clear. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Someone is asking, I have never been hurt before, but I find it very difficult to love. Is it normal?
I've never been hurt before. I find it difficult to love. Yes, it's very possible to find it difficult to love, particularly because you've never been loved. You don't know how to give love when you've never received love. And it doesn't mean you're a bad person. You just know what it means to give love. I mean, some of us didn't know what it means to hug. To hug someone. What is hugging? Because nobody hugged us. You understand? So hugging is not, and it doesn't mean I don't love you, but it's just that hugging, until Jesus had to work on some of us. All right? So here's what I'm saying. It's very possible for somebody who has not been hurt before to find it difficult to express love because the person had not been loved before. And if the person grew up in a place where the person was loved in childhood, then the person must have had a life traumatic experience that shut down that person's capacity to express love. Where the person had been wounded, betrayed, where the person had been disappointed, the person becomes introverted. The person becomes introspective, the person becomes a little bit withdrawn, unwilling, and unable sometimes to share love. So it's very possible for that to happen if you were not loved or you were loved, and then somewhere along the line you were traumatized along the path of life. Yes, ma'am.
So this is a very interesting question.
Somebody's raising their hand.
Okay.
Those of you that want to ask practical question, I think I'm interested also in that. Raise your hands. You want to ask some practical, I want very serious questions, not just jokes. This is your moment to ask anything that bothers on you now, the years to come. Raise your hands. All right, quickly come. Whilst you're coming, please go ahead and ask.
Someone is asking, why do we keep...
Well, with respect to the one I just asked. Okay, go ahead, sir.
How do you deal with it?
How do you deal with...
Yes, someone that finds it difficult to love.
On the ground that the person was not shown love?
Yes.
Okay, if it is that you grew up in a place where you were not shown love and you find it difficult to show love, my practical recommendation to you is find a loving community, find a loving family, and get involved with them. For instance, if you know a family, a husband and a wife who are truly very loving, be a part of their family. Visit them, be watching. Through visual stimulation, you can have that begin to become a part of your life. And pray for the love of God to be shed abroad in your heart. The Holy Spirit can make that happen. All right? Please, some of you that raise your hand, quickly please come so that we would have questions after questions. Go ahead.
So why do we keep condemning being a second wife, yet celebrating Esther? As long as marriage is concerned, Esther was a second wife.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, here's what I want to say to you here. As there are issues, now I mentioned this recently. I said in a very matured meeting, I said nobody is talking about Esther being a second wife. All right? Esther was truly a second wife. But here's what I want to say to you, ma. That second wife is in a context, because as far as that nation was concerned, that initial marriage was non-existent. That marriage was dissolved by the highest council of that nation. In fact, her crime was considered a national crime. What that did for the man is that it freed the man to become married like he had never been married. Do you understand that? So within the context of that nation, that man was not considered to be a married person, because the rate of the kind of crime she committed, they said that if we allow this woman's crime to go on, it will begin to affect other women in the country. So it was a grievous offense. All right? Please take note. Esther was a second wife by every standard that we can call it a second wife. But if you are now going to go to the nitty-gritty of what happened in that country, it's like when the Bible says if a man commits adultery, for us Christians, on the ground of adultery, someone's marriage can end and the other person can be free. Is that okay now? That's for us who are Christians. But don't forget that the rule that binds us does not bind unbelievers. Are you catching what I'm saying now? The rule that binds us does not bind unbelievers. They live by a different rule. So for an unbeliever, once a marriage is dissolved by the law court or traditional court or whatever, once it is dissolved, the person has the legal right to be married. But for us as Christians, it's more than just being dissolved by the court. The Bible takes it a step higher. That there are conditions that when the person is dead, then the covenant between you and the person is no longer standing. You can be married. Where there's a case of unrepentant adultery, unwillingness to change, then of course at that moment you begin to consider the freedom of the other party. But in the case that we're dealing with, we're not dealing with a child of God, because sometimes we also read the book of Esther as if the king is a child of God. No. We are dealing with Persia, which is current day Iran. So it's not a Christian country. All right? It's important for us to take note of that. So you are a child of God. You are a child of God. So please, there are conditions whereby a man that has been married before can marry you. Those conditions are properly spelled out in scripture, but not when he's actively married to his wife. Does that make sense? So please, and why pray for those complications? Why don't pray for that complication? Because trust me, it may look easy where the man has already had children. The drama is not always easy. It's not always easy. It takes the grace of God to midwife that. However, in these last days, we're going to be seeing a lot of blended families. Get ready. You're going to see somebody who has had children with somebody who has children. We're going to come together and we're going to start a new family. Maybe at another time we'll talk about blended families. There are possibilities, don't forget that, for you to become the second wife. But please, those things should be well advisedly, those things should be properly advised before you go into them, and the conditions for them must be properly spelled out before you move into that. You can't go into that kind of relationship where the man is still actively engaged to his wife. Yes.
So I have 3 more questions, so I'm just going to be mixing.
Please go ahead.
Okay, my question is, nowadays you see a guy is young, they say he has future, he's struggling per se, and you come along because they say you guys can build together, and along the line things will get better. Then you start building. Then you now notice that okay, you're always having one issue or the other. As a young girl, you're doing well also, and you see let's say your man or your boyfriend struggling, and you say, okay, well, I can assist since you're building, even if you're just dating. But there's some people that you like to assist your boyfriend that is struggling. Then you start building, you give him today, tomorrow you come, there's one issue, you give him again, the next tomorrow you come, there's another issue, you give him again. Then all of a sudden, you're not like, you're always giving, because society said some people that are rich, they started from scratch together with the girl, then they now move to the next level, then they got married and they grew up like that. And their advice, you can grow with a man even if you know he doesn't have money. But these days, you will build foundation before you know it to crash. You build first foundation, or not foundation. Then at a point, whereby you thinking you guys are building, all of a sudden you just ghost you. Then the one you have built before has crashed. Then you now want me to start building again from scratch. I can't do such. But they will not accept. They will say you are a gold digger, that you are going for the money. Meanwhile, you have built like 3 foundations before it's crashed though. So in that situation, it's stressful. You're okay. Let me just say, okay, good girls build. Then the ones that are very bad, they don't even used to build. But what they have, what they get are like too good. Meanwhile, you that you want to even build, even the one you are building is not even built. I know some people are there, they don't want to say, but they are tired of building. Like me too, I'm not building again. If you know that you are not okay, or you have not built, me, I'm not interested in building. So in that situation, whereby you see, there are many young girls facing it, but they will not say, I am part of them, I have built. But the building always collapse. And in that situation, you see that you're not building with the right person, or the building that building, the cement is not okay. What is just the problem? Because it's frustrating. Thank you.
You're going to be all right. Let me say this. If you are a guy, what do you do, sweetheart? What's your name? Say it again. Cynthia. What do you do? Say it again. She works as what?
I work as a front desk officer and also have my business.
You run your own business. I see. If you're a guy who is really looking for a builder generation of wife, that is a builder generation wife. And I can feel the pain. And when you use the word crash, hello, I needed to get something clear. When you use the word crash, that you build and it crash. Because what I understand is that we build foundation with some guys, and then they go get some other ladies to join them to finish the building. Or we build, and then eventually we are skimmed out. The guy find the one useless excuse. We can't continue. The relationship crashes. But where I took the guy to, he continues his life from there with another woman. I need to get what you mean by crash.
My last relationship, after dating, I noticed he was a good person.
Yes.
He was nice and very hardworking. But so that things were not really in place for him. So, and I'm like, okay, we can do this together. I can see that you're very hardworking and let's support each other.
Yes.
So there are some equipment doesn't have, I'll buy and I'll do stuff, I'll do the running, okay, concentrate on the work, let me do the running and see how we can, okay, let this maybe 2 to 3 or a year plus, things will balance. But every time we're almost there, things will fall off. And I'll still pick from there. Then all of a sudden I started noticing that his attitude towards me changed. I don't know what happened. But at the point I was really exhausted of trying to put things together because it was frustrating whenever you're doing something and it's not just working well. But you're seeing it that there's prospects. If you put a little effort, it will surely grow. Then I stopped hearing from him and really I was like, okay, since you are trying and I don't know what happened, maybe he's tired. So let me to rest now. I'm trying my best. All of a sudden I saw him on the internet that he was married. Like in the space of how many months you got married and you posted it on Facebook. And so I just picked it from there like, okay, no problem. I moved on. But people that knew us together were asking me questions. And I was like, I don't even know what to say, bro. I don't marry now. But like, the person you married, they're giving me, don't console themselves on me that she's not really, and it's even complaining, she doesn't respect him. And no, he's working business, not my concern. So that's just part of the situation. Like, it happens like that.
Okay.
This one I didn't really expect because I don't even know where the girl came out from. Because most times we were like almost, let's say, together. But how come that you got to a state that you guys not got married? Just like it's surprising, but that's
No. Sweetheart, Cynthia, don't be surprised. Men are amazing. What I wanted to get from, please, can we all learn from this? What I want to get from you is when you talk about investing into his business, things don't work. Is it that when you invest, was his business doing well when he started by your support? Did his business begin to do well when he started avoiding you?
yes, it was really well.
So by your support, his business began to do well. I get you. That's what I wanted to establish. Thank you so very much. And sweetheart, let me say this to you. I want to say this to you, and it might sound like an encouragement, but it's the reality. You've not met your husband. And watch it. What actually happened is that most of us ladies don't know how to separate. When we meet partners in business, we sometimes turn them into partners for life. May you not marry a partner for business. Let me tell you how you know you married a person who's supposed to be partner in business. When you marry him, you'll notice that his passion is always the business, not you. And the only excitement the person has towards you is anytime the business is doing well. The only time when you are useful is when you have to give to the business. So there are people that were just supposed to be partners in business and to invest into their business and find my way, but not to marry them. 2, there are people that are supposed to be partners in ministry. I have seen men marry women that are supposed to be partners in ministry, because the assumption is that if she's my partner in ministry, she'll be my partner for life. Only to marry your partner for ministry. She does well with ministry, but does badly with marriage. We must learn to separate these things. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with frustration. So for such a person, he was just supposed to be maybe a friend. You are supposed to just assist. Let him go. You've not met your true husband. And the beautiful thing, sweetheart, because of this generosity, don't let what happened to you change who you are. Keep that builder's mentality. But this time around, sweetheart, you're going to be building in the vision of a man who is going to be extremely generous. Here's the game. This time around, you're going to be in the life of a man who is too busy to be doing the building, but so blessed, and he will commit the resources into your hands. Can you see the twist now? And I know that that's very emotional for you. All right? Those of you around that, put your hand around and just let's pray for her. God bless you. God bless you. See, this is a very, you never know how God heals people. You understand? All right, so sweetheart, look at this carefully. For instance, in my own case now, I am too busy to run business. Is that okay? But my wife had built for others before. And my wife was ill-treated. Today, she's in my life. And by the grace of God, because I'm too busy, I'm not looking for my wife to generate money to build anything. I'm keeping everything in her hands, build, and I'm not even suspicious of her. So you're about to meet the husband that God has preordained for you. Somebody that will truly value you. Don't allow that bozo to make you change. He has gotten his match, and they should stop sending feedback of his marriage to you. Cut off everybody and anybody that can give you feedback about his marriage. You are not the dumping ground for information about his marriage. And you are not happy that he's not happy. That's the marriage he deserves. All right? And you wish him well. Let his marriage work. For you, lo and behold, the man that God is bringing.
In line with what she just said, so this question is a little bit related. Now, sir, what will you say about men of these days who now consciously are very interested in what a lady earns and keeps being concerned of her taking care of responsibilities in the home?
When a man is concerned about taking you as the woman taking care of responsibility, that is the first sign to let you know that an irresponsible man. So you've already seen why you should not marry him. Is that okay? You know, when you are in a relationship and the first thing the man is asking you, how much do you earn? How much are you going to give? How much are you going to pay the house rent? And when you start like that, just know that you are all, those are the clear signs that you are dealing with an irresponsible man. One of the things that I know about very responsible men, personally, I think one of the things that most of us talk about is that we don't even know how much our wives earn. Sir, I am a signatory, all of our accounts. My wife is a signatory to my account. I'm a signatory to all of my wife's accounts. Okay? She has her business. I have businesses I run. But we're signatories to all of our accounts. I don't know how much is in my wife's account. And my job most of the time is to sign checks. I sign, I never ask one question. What are you withdrawing money from? It's not my business. You know why? I don't ask her to take care of anything in the house. My job is to take care of family business. I've done that for 20 solid years. It's not her business to be funding family, feeding. See, not children's school fees. No. So now I can't even imagine sitting down with my wife and say, sorry, can we share the dog food you'll be paying for it? What kind of rubbish is that? And you know what I find out? Men who decide to take such responsibility, one of the things that I see is God just keeps blessing them. I see all these men who like kawisha. There's nothing wrong if your wife on her own choose to say, sweetheart, I want to support because I can see how much you earn. But let it be that you demonstrate responsibility. We never marry you. They ask me, how much are you going to be paying? You even be paying for the house rent I'm living in before we get married. Please stay away from such. Is that okay? And guys, let us step up our games. God wants to bless us. Let's be men indeed. Let's be men. Let's be men indeed, please. God bless you.
So my question, I met a pastor and he said he was interested in me. So I told him that, okay, let's get to know ourselves better and see if we are compatible. And immediately he stopped me there and he said, we don't need compatibility, that we should just compromise, that we can compromise. And I told him that if I need 10 qualities in a guy, that at least the guy should be able to mark at least 5 or 6, then I should know that I should be able to compromise 3. Of which he started giving me wisdom of Solomon, wisdom of men, which of the wisdom I'm operating on. And he called me and he told me that he likes me, but my problem is that I'm too intelligent and I'm arrogant. He said it and it made me really feel bad about myself. And I told him that, well, I don't know what you teach your members, but from what I've listened to and what I've read, I can't do this with you. Of which we ended it. From time to time, he would just call me to taunt me. And most times, I just lose it and I tell him off. Then, apart from that, I met another guy. And he said, I wanted to get a property. So, he was like, he's going to help me secure the property. Then he now told me that if we were to get married, that I hope I know I would change the property to his name. And I was like, come, what's really happening? So I was like, what's really happening? Why should I change my property I got in my name to your name? And he started quoting the Bible. I didn't even know which part of the Bible he was quoting from. And I just told him that, come, I may not know the Bible 100%, but I should know some things to know that when I'm doing some things, I'm being stupid. And that is not God's leading. And he still brought all this thing that you are intelligent, but you are arrogant. So I really don't understand that you are intelligent, but you are arrogant. Like someone is telling me that I don't need compatibility to be with him. I just need to compromise. I was like, okay, out of the 10 qualities, you don't have 3, so what am I compromising for?
Thank you. So, you know, when you were talking, I didn't see an arrogant woman. On the contrary, I say forward-looking woman, very, very intelligent woman. And I think I see an entrepreneurial woman, very business-like woman. So, how would you feel if you have if the eagle comes to the community of chickens, they are going to see the eagle as being arrogant? Is that not so? Yeah. So, but when an eagle goes in the midst of eagles, we are just normal. So intelligent and arrogant is a relative statement. It means you were talking to a less intelligent person who lacks confidence. So, sweetheart, you have there's somebody, somebody's hearing you now. The moment somebody tells you that you are not married, you change name of land. So he has now become next of kin. Only thief. Barao. He's not thinking of. So the guy was not even telling you that, sweetheart, look, what's the square meter of your land? Are there lands close to that land? I'll give you some money to buy the land. The one you have, I'll take it. Only. It's a thief. Madam.
Pastor, you said if a guy has slept with you before marriage, after marriage, he will surely slip out. My question is, does this mean that if both parties have never slept together after marriage, they will never be extramarital affair? Then secondly, what happens in a situation where sex has occurred in the past and both parties admit they were wrong and they stopped it before the marriage?
Absolutely.
Will this guarantee the marriage to last?
Once the two of you have repented before God, it never existed. And the two parties who committed that offense don't exist anymore. Once the two parties who got involved in sexual activities have gone before God and say, God, we are very sorry for what we did ignorantly. We had not heard the teaching of God's word before. We're not sound in the Bible. We're not having good leadership, good influence. Lord, we're sorry for what we have done genuinely from our heart. And then we enter into a covenant and say, look, until our marriage day, we're not doing it again. The moment there is repentance, the two people who did it before have died before God. The two of them don't exist. The two people we're talking to now are not the two people that did it before. So these two people can now move on into marriage. How about the two who have never done it before and got married? Does that mean that because we didn't do it, does that guarantee the fact that we will not have adultery? You can have plenty of adultery and begin to swim in adultery. If the conditions that keeps a marriage strong is not given attention to, for instance, we get married, the husband's sexual life is not taken care of, the woman's emotional life is not taken care of. Those things will predispose those people who were righteous before. If I'd have dealt with cases, there's a case of a woman I dealt with, but it has to do with the fact that she was a virgin until she got married. And it was in marriage, after 17 years, she said to me, she said, Pastor Sam, she now found herself living like a whore. Because as at the time when she came to see me, she was already having about 4 or 5 men in her life. What led to it? There was a change in the economic status in their family, and her husband, who used to be caring, providing, could no longer provide. So what happened then was, she is a manager of a bank, so she needed to start getting more revenues into the bank so she can make more income. As a result of that, she met with an older man in NMPC who eventually, because at that moment her husband became depressed, so sexually speaking, he doesn't have money, and you know, men, we feel better about ourselves when we have good work and good worth. Is that okay? So the husband was always depressed, so anytime she wants to relate with him, please, I'm not in the mood for that. So at that time there was no money. She went looking for money. Eventually she met with this 50-something-year-old man in NMPC who began to provide them with so much deposit, lifting her rating, bringing more income. And that was where it all began. And before you know, she's found herself moving into multiple relationships until I came to their church to preach on infidelity. And that was how she came out. People came out that day, the pastor was crying. And then she came to see me privately. She said, Pastor, if I came out on that day when you came to preach, our church would scatter. Because people respect her. But this is the reality. Another woman of God called me. She said, Pastor, I need to talk with you. I said, what is it? She said, as I'm talking to you right now, I'm at the Hilton and I want to sleep with my classmate. And I said, Mama, please come straight to me. And she drove from the Hilton here. And she said, look at what's going on with my husband. This is a woman of God. So sometimes don't attack people when you don't know what they go through. The best of us can do the worst of things. That's why, please, on a very jovial note, all of you sisters who are planning to get married, how many of you want to get married next year? How many of you are ready to get married? Keep your hands up. Sisters only. You ready to marry next year? Stand up, let me see you. Okay, let's talk about readiness. No, stand or remain standing. I want to talk about readiness. On a very jovial note, you are not ready, that's okay, right? I get you, kid. Those of you that are ready, remain standing. Part of what they may not have told you is that we're living in a sexualized world. Sex has been weaponized. Are you aware? Who are the people that weaponize sex? Men. Huh? Do you know what women do today? Do you know that there is nothing private anymore about the body of a woman? There's no private part in a woman anymore because they are all in the public. Am I correct? So everywhere a man turns, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. Women now no shame. It's everywhere. Am I correct? The implication, wake up. The implication is that it requires more energy now to keep a man sexually at home than it used to be. Formerly, when a man, there was no internet. If a man has to see another woman naked, he must go, travel, go to where she is, go and see her naked, pay to see her naked. Now, nakedness is inside your house. Your husband can be in your house and be chatting with a naked woman somewhere else. Am I correct? Live chat rooms are available now. That tells you that as a woman, how many of you know yoga? How many of you do yoga dance exercise? How many of you do physical exercise, rumba dance? How many of you are doing physical exercise here? How many of you are going for gym? Resume gym. Oh. You resume what? You never can tell who you're going to marry. I'm sure you know all over on the internet now. It is now being written clearly that the minimum time a man needs to have sex with a woman, how many times a week? Say it again. Talk. 20. Why are you saying, Okay, how many? Okay, so there's an average of 3 times a week. You've seen that one? Average, how many times a week? 3 times a week. And 3 times doesn't mean that is we do 1, we do 2, we do 3. It could be 3 days and there could be many times within the 3 days. That's why you talk about the 20. Now, look up. I'm trying to show you what we're dealing with. Because you mentioned, I want to get married. And then you get in and you find this reality and you now discover I'm dealing with something very tough. Please go and work on your physical stamina. I am telling you this under God. Women, go. Can I tell you this? If you don't do, look up here, look up. If you don't do, my wife and I were watching a prostitute they were doing a documentary on old cougars in the UK. And we were watching a 70-something-year-old woman. How many men she sleeps with in a day? She said minimum 10. Every day. Some of the ladies who are into prostitution now in your city, in Abuja here, some of them can go with as much as 5, 6, 7, 10 men per day. If that woman grabs your husband will not be coming home every day. I'm showing you how that it takes more to keep a man now sexually. Are you catching what I'm saying? Go and start learning how to dance. Go and do exercise. Don't just say I am ready. Because the reality of it is it takes a lot to keep a man now. Am I being frank with you? It takes a lot. It's not just praying in tongues and having nice behavior. It takes a lot. So go and get ready. God bless you. May be seated. I noticed that when I started talking about ready, some of you have started dropping. Pastor Sam, is that it? It's a serious matter. So please go and work on yourself. You never can tell what kind of husband you will get. You may end up with a guy who has been used to it before he got married, who has been used to doing it every day. And he gave his life to Christ, but he has not lost the stamina. Am I correct here in the house? So that you don't call me, Papa, he won't kill me. No, not come here. So make sure you get ready. Talk to me, man.
Thank you very much, Papa. I want to ask this question. As a single lady that has actually waited for God, for all her life, waiting for her man to appear, and suddenly you begin to see men who were married before coming to you, and you begin to ask yourself question if the word of God is not coming to play again in people's lives. Like God will say, from the beginning he created them male and female, and none shall lack her maid. And you begin to ask, where is your own husband? If all these men that are coming, some of them have been married, some will say they've been just separated, and you just look at it and say, no, that can't go. And then another one will come that has been married, has children, and maybe lost the wife. Yes, that can be manageable, but you begin to ask yourself questions. All this you're waiting, is this one God's will for you or no? And this same man you're talking about is in a relationship that his wife died about 11 years ago, and he's in a relationship about 6 years, and the person is staying with him. And you begin to ask, where are we going to, in fact, with all this? And he's so serious about getting married to you. This is a man that has 5 kids. All of them are graduates. Yes, all of them are graduates. And you begin to ask, what did this man do to God that you want to take you to go and give to him? And all this while you've been waiting. And it's not clear again. And I begin to ask, God, speak now. Before I said no, and people begin to think that you're too much, you like yourself. Well, if I like myself, that's the reason why I will be able to like you, as God says. So I'm asking this question, sir. Where do I fit in all this?
Okay. So sometimes I want to thank you for being vulnerable. If there's anything that makes me come to this singles meeting, is the practical issues we deal with. And sometimes I just try to hold back emotions, because you seem not to understand too, as a preacher, how that people that live very crazy life seems to have what those who live good lives don't have. But we understand it. Is that okay? Here's what I want to say to you, man. If the man is a widower, he qualifies to be married to you. And if your worry is that, why did God allow me to stay this long? I want to say to you that God created all of us and has a purpose for each of our lives. Is that okay? There are some who are to get married, have children with somebody, and be gone. Another person will finish the race. There is what we call the principle of the second. God created the first Adam, who began the human race, but brought the last Adam to finish it. God brought a man into the life of Ruth. The man started life with her. God took the man away, and then through that connection led her to the main man whom God had delayed. Nobody knew why Boaz, for whatever reason, had money and there were women around him, but he could not make up his mind to be married. When Ruth showed up, the desire to be married was activated. If she never married Mahlon or Chilon, if she never married them and then have him die, so please take note, Mahlon had to die, Chilon had to die, because if any of them had been alive, Ruth will have become the second wife of that one. But by divine ordination, the real husband of Ruth is in actually Bethlehem, Judah. But Ruth was displaced in Moab because her parents are Moabites. By divine ordination, A Moabitess is to marry a Jewish person. She was in a different country. God created a famine, steered the heart of Elimelech with Naomi to move to that particular place. Is it by accident they move? Is it by accident their sons saw Ruth and Orpah? Is it by chance that the two boys died, leaving no son behind to take two wives at the same time? Is it by chance that when Naomi was there, she now heard that God has blessed the same country she had left? Is it by chance she chose to come back, not minding the shame of coming back? Was it by chance that Orpah decided to leave and Ruth decided to follow? Did Ruth follow, or she was inspired to follow? When she came, Pastor Sunday was teaching us recently, was it by chance that there were so many farms, but the farm that Ruth went to straight, the first one, happens to be the farm of the man that will become her husband? Are you watching what I'm talking about here? Too many circumstances. Was it by chance that she was gleaning and he was observing her? Was it by chance that Naomi woke up and said, my daughter, tonight go and cross his path? Was it by chance that he saw a woman on his feet and did not slap and beat her? Say, what do you want? She mentioned what she wanted. Was it by chance he said yes? Was it by chance that he was not supposed to be the redeemer? The kinsman redeemer was not Boaz. What made the kinsman redeemer to say, sorry ma'am, I will not redeem you? Is it normal for Boaz to pick up a woman that another man rejected? But all of that is to show you that it was when she came to him, the pregnancy she could not have with the son of Naomi, she suddenly took in for this man. And from her, we had Obed, Jesse, David, Jesus. Can you see that complicated background? And look at how he ended. Who would have ever thought that the death of Sarah will open the door for Keturah to be married to a man at 100 plus? God, we were never told that Keturah had been ever married in her life. Keturah was a lady who had never been married. Why didn't you find a young guy to marry? Why would it be this old man coming for me? And don't forget that Abraham could not impregnate Sarah. It was by miracle that we were able to have Isaac. How comes with Keturah 7 mighty princes came out? Please leave all this permutation and combination to God. That a man's wife died and he has children, they have grown, it's no reason why you should not marry him. If he's interested, all we want him to do, the one living with him, he should make a choice. Is it you or the one living with him? If it's you, then what is he going to do with that? Let him sort out that. If he can sort it out, why not, ma? Let the Lord bid you farewell. Come and meet me. I will anoint the card. If possible, I will attend it. Then your wedding gown, let the tail be very long. You don't know how beautiful you will look in a wedding gown. Trust me, it's going to be beautiful. Think about Pastor W.F. Kumuyi. Anybody know Pastor W.F.? If you know the story of Pastor W.F. Kumuyi and his current wife, Sister Esther was in the church. She was in the church before Pastor Kumuyi's wife came. In fact, she was among those who mentored Pastor Kumuyi's wife. Esther was older. She watched Pastor Kumuyi's wife come into church, and you would have thought that Pastor Kumuyi will marry Esther by virtue of the fact that she was among the most dedicated women early in the ministry. He ignored her. He went for Sister Funshaw. Sister Funshaw started Women Mirror. Guess who was one of the major persons helping to put Women Mirror together? Sister Esther. So throughout their history, Sister Esther has always been around the family. She watched him get married. She watched him have children. She watched this woman die. When Pastor Kumi was now saying, God, who do I marry? When the leaders say, hey, Papa, you need to marry again. Who do I marry? God said, the person you've been ignoring that has been there from the beginning. So you mean it's possible to go back? It's a mystery. Will you now say to Pastor Kumi, if you were the one, that Shebi, he left me. Shebi, he ignored. Madam, this is when, see, the other one walk with him to build. You are the one that is walking into the harvest. But if what you want is to marry a man that you start at your age now to start building like that girl. You know the 20-something years old, they can build. They have time. At certain age, you are not looking for a man to start building with. At certain age, like Ruth, you want to walk into the harvest that Boaz already has. The way you are laughing,
Sir, a born-again brother wants to know if it's okay to say he loves sex.
Did you see what Ojone just did to me? A born-again brother brought me forward to know. And Ojone just left me like that. You should give me support. Hello, sir. Brothers, sisters, I beg you under God, tell each other the truth. I beg you under God, prepare the heart of the person. Hello, sister. Not because I love sex, so I sleep inside. So let me tell you, are you ready? Minimum, we'll do it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a week. Are you ready? Don't surprise each other. Don't enter marriage and I say, but you never told me now. You want to kill me? No. I've told you ahead of time, so go and rehearse. Like I told you, is it a crime to say I love rice? If I told you I love rice, is it a crime? If I told you I like drinking water and juice, is it a crime? Why is it a crime to talk about the fact that I'm hypersexual? Talk about your sex drive. See, it's not that I've been sleeping around, but I know I will sleep a lot. I've been waiting for this moment in my life. Sweetheart, when we get into marriage, apart from worshiping God, we will do this thing a lot. And every morning his mercy will be new. Sister, help me touch that sister. You said what? Sister, what did you say? You say wahala. So hey, bottom line here, let's be real. Ladies, there's nothing wrong telling sweetheart, sorry, this is me. This is what I would want. Don't surprise each other. And please, when it comes to marriage, don't make each other feel like a sinner when we start approaching each other for sex. The moment you start making your partner feel like a sinner, they will become sexually inhibitive. Meaning, I will be careful what I do around you. That's what makes some men to now go outside and look for somebody I can do anything with. It's like, don't look at the person and say, hey! You don't look at someone and say, hey, you're a bad man, oh. I thought you are born again. What is this one again? You are turning me up and down like pancake. Yes. Don't do that to each other, please. Okay? And by the way, sex is beautiful. Oh, sex is beautiful. To think that without the operation of any demonic powers, are you aware that regular sexual intercourse in marriage can extend your life by 15 years? Medically confirmed. Do you know that your skin can begin to glow, as particularly the women? Your skin. Are you aware that there are about 16 health benefits as a woman? See, men think they are the ones enjoying sex. They don't know that you are using them to have greater benefit. Because out of the 20-something benefits for sex, almost 60% of it are for women. You didn't know? Cramp. All these muscular cramp. Have regular sex. I'm not saying now. Okay, so. Okay. 2, let me give you, all this time migraine, I always have migraine. Have regular sex. See, go online and Google health benefit for having sex regularly for women. Research. So I'm not telling you fictions. Go and check research by multiple universities across the world. You'll be shocked as a woman. All this one that women, when you come back from work and the man wants to touch you, Papa, help me ask him. Help me ask him. Did I go to play at work? Did I go to play? I went to work. I tired. I come back. I slept. You want to touch me? Am I a machine? Can I shock you? It will amaze you to know the medical people will tell you here that the best time for a woman to have sex is when you are tired. You know why? When you are tired and you have sex, I'm talking about selfishly now. When you are tired, tell the guy to give it to you when you are married. The benefit is that when you sleep, the hormones that are secreted, by morning, it has rejuvenated you. Number 2, it will amaze you to know that when you are going to work in the morning, as a married couple, there's something they call quickie. That one is not the issue of touch me here, carry me here, throw me there. No, bros. What thou doest, do it quickly. All right? So, that one is just back, bros. Oh yeah. Meet me in the bathroom. Do what you need to do. And I'm off. That when you are going to walk, you feel like you are on drugs. If anybody say yes, I will ask you how you got to know. Because your yes will make you now become a suspect. But I'm telling you this is a reality. So all of you that always go to work and you are very groggy in the morning, your morning doesn't start until 12 o'clock. Get your husband to take care of you in the morning. He will think he's enjoying. Say, hey man, now I enjoy myself for this life. Oh, he doesn't know that you are his ATM. He's your ATM machine. See, women don't understand that. You can use him to service you. You go to work, you are looking like, madam, you'd always take something before you come work. Have you noticed that athletes who do very well in athletics, have you noticed that during any athletic competition, sex is always very high? Right? I'm a sport person, so I know what I'm talking about. Morning sex for ladies who go to do run, when they have sex in the morning before they go to run, instead of taking drugs like anabolic steroids, Tanzulu steroid, when a woman have sex in the morning, it can enhance her performance. And what is that? He's just like, he's saying, God, talk to me, John.
Good afternoon, Papa.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking our matter seriously.
Thank you.
But there is one particular thing you don't always emphasize on.
Really?
Yes, sir. Which is talking stage.
Which is what?
Talking stage among us.
Talking stage.
Yes, sir.
Explain that.
Okay. How long should a talking stage last?
Okay.
1, comma.
Comma.
Yes, sir. Sir, and I want you to tell your sons, the guys, the men, tell them to always come out plain during talking stage if they won't take it further. Because some of us are in between talking stage for decades. For example, me, I've been talking to a guy for the past 2 years now.
How many years?
2 years.
Come close, come close. Come. Come. Is that why the hair has grown gray?
Okay. So, like, this guy keeps talking every day, check up and everything. Like,
no.
anytime I ask him, guy, what's up? Let's take it to the next stage. He'll be like, calm down. Just calm down. But sincerely, this guy is everything I wanted in a man.
Okay.
I will not lie to you.
Got you.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Is that all?
No, sir.
Okay.
Then, talking about what will you bring to the table? I remembered I met a guy during my youth service.
Okay.
So on our first date, this guy asked me, hey, what are you bringing to the table? I was just looking at myself like, table, which table? I was just a copper, like, this guy is okay. So he was asking me, what are you bringing to the table? I looked at him, you are okay, you have a good job, you are everything, you're Yoruba angel and everything, but which table are you talking about? I'm just a copper, I'm just earning 19,000. I don't have anything to offer you. Like, I don't know what he meant by that.
Okay.
So I want to ask you that any of us that is in that situation, maybe we are meeting a new guy, or if a guy is asking us, what are you bringing to the table?
Okay.
What should our reply be?
Thank you so very much.
Yes,
I really appreciate that. Well, and the name again is
Eniola.
Eniola.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm so intrigued by your gray hair, and I just want to make sure it's not connected to these 2 years. That's mine. So let's talk about this. First, do we start with the last one first? Okay, so what do you bring to the table? Sweetheart, it's not money. And first of all, if a guy talks about what you bring to the table, tell him to tell you what the table is. Is that okay? Because if you have no table, I'm bringing, what should I bring to the table you don't have? So when we're talking about table, it's metaphor. It's a metaphorical statement. It simply means to this my vision, to what I want to accomplish, to my dream, to my life, everything I've told you I want to accomplish. I'm called to be a professor. I'm going to be a politician. I'm going to be very successful. I'm going to be running a conglomerate. I'll be having a Fortune 500 company. I've told you my vision, right? So I haven't told you about my Fortune 500 company dream, how I'm going to travel around the world, how I'm going to have 3 kids, and how I'm going to build a great house. I'm going to have house on top of the water. Another one will be inside the water. So, so all those stuff, and we're going to have one house in the skies. As I've told you, all those stuff. I've already set my table, okay? So what I'm asking you now is, so this table, what do you bring? And it's not money. It's not money. Oh, sweetheart, I noticed that you have so many things you want to do. One of the things that I have is organizational skills. Sister, whenever they talk about table, that's when you talk about skills. That's when you talk about competence. That's when we now see, that's when you will now know why. Can I be very raw with you? You will now know why God, you know me, I'm very practical with you guys. You will now know why God put brain here first, and then God put mind, chest, heart here first, before God gave us vagina and penis down here. You see, because many of us, the only thing we have is penis on the head. Is that okay? Because that's what some guys have. The only thing they're talking about is just sex. Penis is on the head. Is that okay? No, before you talk penis, can we talk about head? What do you have? What's your vision? And for a lady, it's not vagina. Vagina is down. Is that okay? What do you have? Upstairs. So that's when you talk about competence. I'm sorry. I've seen your dream. I've seen your vision. And I've seen you talking about this you want to do. I think one of the things I can do is organizational skill. I can help you arrange your vision. And I think I'm also very strategic in terms of how we are going to accomplish it. That's something I'm very good at. And then when it comes to generating fundings, I can do that. And then of course, the products you want to create, leave that for me for marketing. That's my special area of skill. That's what you bring to the table. That's what you bring to the table. You make statements like, I'm a powerful social butterfly, and I notice that you are somebody who you are very good at coming up with your vision, but I see that you don't have a lot of network. You don't have a lot of network. I have a power to connect with people, so you don't worry about this vision. I'm going to get this vision into the hands of many people. I'm a traveler, and because I travel a lot, I know you are going to be sitting down, creating, inventing. I'm going to get what you are creating and inventing. I'm going to get it to the nations of the earth, because I'm a traveler, Meniola. I move everywhere. When the guy hears that what I have and I'm going to create will go beyond here to the nations through this woman, you are a woman of value. You become an indispensable person to the person. See, when we talk about what you bring to the table, find something the man does not have. It must be something. If you're going to be valuable to the man, it must be something that the man will need you for. Something that makes you special, and something that makes you stand out from other women. Because if it is breast, another woman has it. Whatever you have is vagina, another woman has it. What makes you stand out? And trust me, we have entered the century whereby the only thing that will make you stand out, you are beautiful, another woman is beautiful. In fact, you meet a woman more beautiful than you are. Are you catching what I'm saying? Shane and sex, you can climb pole and somersault from pole. You will meet women who are somersaulting without poles. They are flipping. So if it is that one, you have it, they have it. See, what will make you different, what will make you stand out, is what most women are not developing. Because most investment of women in this century is down here. Is it okay? And most of them is not even beyond the externals of this chest. It's the breast, push here, pad up, and all of that. Hey, but if you can develop passion, if you can develop strategic thinking abilities, when a man is talking, I say, sweetheart, have you been able to put your plans? Have you been able to put your plan into strategic plans? He said, what's that? Oh no, there's something called strategic planning. Don't worry, I'll take care of all of that for you. And in terms of goal setting, and in terms of your objectives, what are your clear objectives? Sweetheart, look, I don't know all those things. All I know is that I have a vision. Is that okay? Okay, don't worry, sweetheart, I can break everything down. Do you have your core ideology? How do you want to register the company? What's going to be your competitive advantage? Okay, sweetheart, look, don't let me overwhelm you. See, those are the things you will get from me that you'll not get in the other girl, Rashidat. I bring this to the table. We have entered into that century whereby it will no longer be what everybody has that will make you stand out. It is what you have that others don't have. And if others have it, you are not many. It now makes those of you that have it to be very scarce. I'm telling you this. Every man wants to succeed. And trust me, sex is no longer going to be a reason why a man will marry again. Because it can be gotten without being married. I can get it anywhere and pay for it. What I want to marry you for is my destiny. My mission. So what are you bringing to the table? And you're like, give us an idea. Market yourself now. So I have this, I'm a guy with a big vision, big dream, And you're like, tell me what you bring to the table.
I have a whole lot to bring to the table.
That's not a conversation. And you're like, you're going to go straight. Now, I'm giving you an opportunity to market yourself. Tell me in 2 minutes. Introduce yourself. I am Eniola, and this is what I bring to the table. What are your competencies? What are your skills? What are your ability? What are the things that makes Eniola? If anybody hires Eniola, if any man gets Eniola, Lord have mercy. Even his grandparents from the grave will wake up to say thank you. What do you bring to the life of a man that can push that man's life to another level?
You know what, sir? Just give me time. I'll go and
I appreciate that. Go and know those things. Very important. Is that okay? Find your core competence. Find your skills. I hope everybody is hearing me now. Trust me. Trust me. When you start speaking the language of difference, you have established your relevance. Can I say it again? Start speaking the language of what? You wear wigs. Another woman carry wigs. Her own even can look better on her face than your face. Bold straight, bone straight. Right? You carry them, you wear this, you have acrylic, Your own is medium size. Another woman's own. There's a woman that didn't cut her finger for years. So your own is medium. Somebody has not cut her own for years. So if it is finger, is that what you're going to compete with? What are you going? Is it lipstick? What are you? Let me ask you a question again. What do you have that will make you stand out? If there's anything you must take out of this meeting today, is to recognize your difference. You wanted to say something? You want to tell us your... I thought you were going to tell us your competence, your difference.
Okay. That's it. We ladies normally neglect the pastor guys. So, okay, my competence as a woman, I want to get married to a pastor. I am welcoming. I can accept everybody. If I see my husband with 3 girls, I can ignore. I know that it's only me that he loves.
Come on. So that's you, right?
Yeah, that's me. I have knowledge of the word of God by not like I don't really know like I naturally.
Yes.
I have intelligence.
You are knowledgeable in scripture.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm very observant, so I can observe everybody around me. For marrying a pastor, I can actually flow with all the members because
Which makes
I can learn them within a space of a very short time. I can learn the members, what they like, what they don't like. For marrying a pastor, I can flow with all the members, even though he can't.
Hi. And I love the fact that you have even carved a niche for yourself. So you know the kind of man you're going for. Somebody's hearing you. Do you worship here? Because if you are, I will tell you to see me, because I have to start walking around somebody. But please, God will honor your faith. Is that okay? Go and learn more about organizational skills since you're going to be marrying a pastor. Begin to learn more also about public speaking skills because you're marrying a pastor. Just go and learn few things, all right? But trust me, you already have one thing that qualifies you to be a pastor's wife: the willingness to allow him to just relate with all without being jealous. So my wife doesn't care who I relate with in church. You know why? She knows who she marries. And she does her homework well. Is that okay? So you're going to do... So you also go and learn pastors who have sex. So is that okay? So go and learn how to make sure you take care of him. So that if he's in church, it doesn't matter who he sees. You are doing your work too. Is that okay? God bless you. You want to market yourself too? Ma? What do you bring to the table? Let me hear from her 1 minute, please. Amazing. Can we have a microphone? Who is going to help quickly? Don't you have another microphone in the house?
Sir, so there is this guy. I noticed that his business is always scattered. So while we're dating, I helped him organize his business.
Yes.
I wrote quotations for him. I introduced him to some clients and he was doing well. So, but he had a problem. He wanted me to stop my job to manage his own business.
I get you.
Now, his friend had a bigger position for me where I would have done well in his own company. He refused introducing me to that friend. And there are times where there are jobs that could benefit me. He refused. Now, he told me that, okay, there was a big job he had, so I had to help him do the quotations and everything, tell him how to go, how to raise the different milestones he needs to raise the payment from, of which he did it and he was successful. Now he wants me to leave my job to come work for him. My problem is not working for him, but all the business he wants to open, it's in his name. Nothing is going to be for me. So it's just like I'm working for him. So now you've seen what I'm bringing to the table, but for your selfish reason, you don't want me now to excel.
Basically, this is an insecure man, period. So that's a major red flag to let you know that's not the person to marry, period. I hear your voice. Let me hear your voice. 1 minute. Yes.
Good afternoon, sir, and
yes.
everybody. So I don't want to sense it as a problem, but I have this thing. I really do not. I meet people they like me when they see me, and yes, but I don't like them. And I'm this kind of person. I don't believe in growing into liking you. I think meeting you at first, there is a sense of wanting more. There has to be, I have to yearn, because I tell people I get bored easily, both with human beings, both with, I know that's a problem with myself. So I know, okay, if I'm going for a man, I can't go for a man who is just bled, just there. I know I will get tired. And in order to avoid situations later, I stay away from that kind of person. And like sometime like last year, I've been off relationship for the past 3 years. And I felt, okay, this year I'm ready for something. And I left Lagos, went back to Kaduna where my parents were, and I met somebody in church. I'm scared of church brothers.
Hey.
They are the worst. The truth is, you see them, they are all prim and proper, and they look good, spirit-filled, but Lord Jesus, they are evil. The truth is, okay, for instance, you meet them and they go all around with, so fine. I appreciate the fact that she said she doesn't mind marrying a pastor because she can handle seeing a couple of ladies with him. I mean, tell me, I cannot. I know myself. I don't mind them around you, but you have to give them a sense of, okay, that's my person. Recognize me. Some men would not do that. Now, this brother I met, well, who go see better thing when no go like him? Very cool guy. What attracted me to him was because he had a sense of calculation, like as a few, like me, I have issues with my spending and how to keep my books. And I saw this guy and he's checking out places I know I lack. And that's one thing I look out for. Like, I know I can't help myself fully. We're coming together to help each other, so we should be able to fill up spaces for each other. And brother is prim and cool, but sisters here and there. Today is sister. In fact, I think they're just plenty. In the house, you say only those that are your close friends come around, but they are always there. Always there. What do you want from me? You say, I really, really like you, but I really don't know. Now, I'm on Twitter and we drag a lot of things on Twitter. There's this ideology that men know what they want. There is no man who don't know what they want. That's something I want to ask you. Is it really true that men know what they want? Or they actually do not know what they want? Because if they actually do not know what they want, you can actually give them a rope. Because every day you can't come and stress me and waste my time. I'd rather be single and know I am on my own than being in a relationship and I'm single and frustrated in every ramification. Now this brother, okay, reduce the friendship with females. At least cut it down. But no, you have a shoulder to lend. Like, sometimes lending shoulders can be very problematic, especially if you don't know how to, cut, set boundaries. And that's why it's sometimes difficult to go for church brothers or pastors or whatever, because you need to understand that I'm not saying see me. If I see me first, I am saying see me first before these ladies. Make me important enough. Make me trust you enough to let you be with these ladies. Because I'm a woman, I know how women work. I might see this brother now and I want him and I will make him feel like he's nothing. But I want him and I will get him. So you can't tell me, no, she's just my friend, she just come around to make sure I'm fine. Can you come? Like, yo, bro, no, nah.
Sorry, sweetheart. Come. There's a chair I kept here for you. Come on, you deserve a seat. And I thought they brought drink. No, sit down. I just want her to feel comfortable, so get drink. Let me look for drink for her. OJ, I want you to treat her specially so that she'll know that church brothers are different. So OJ, quickly go to the office. OJ, on behalf of the brothers, I'm giving you, use my office, whatever you can find there. Because I know if I ask you to go and buy some stuff, you will spoil her. And she will get to know that there are brothers and there are brothers. So, but you can take advantage of my office. Oh, yeah, go back, my friend. It's out to embarrass brothers. Take your time, go. See, this will embarrass me. All right. So, is it true that men know what they are looking for? The question is yes and no. Some men do, some men don't. Most men grow up in environments that actually has blurred the lines and has destroyed their sense of specificity in terms of what they should be looking for. Some men grew up in environments where they were shut down very early from making their own choices. For instance, when I say, Mommy, I want biscuits, shut up, it's what we give you in this house you want. You take. Mommy, I want to buy that cloth. Shut up, it's what we buy for you. Such men grow up and anything that comes, they are even afraid to say, if they see sisters, that's the one I want. That's the true one I desire. But because I've been shut down very early in my life, it is the one that accepts me that I settle with. So most men end up with women that accept them, not women they desire. It's because of dysfunctional upbringing. So the guy sees you. He knows you are the one he wants, but he's gone through so many rejections very early. So anytime, once you know, you can see from his body language that he loves you. And he will want, he should be the guy. But the guy is afraid because he's seeing your confidence. Some guys can't handle a lady that's too confident. So he's seeing your confidence and he's afraid because he's gone through too many rejections. He's afraid. He's hoping that either you will come and tell him that you like him, or he's hoping that somehow conversations will lead to that. If that is not forthcoming in that process, if another lady comes, because these boys, their sense of preference has been destroyed. So any lady that comes, so long as she loves God, so long as she's just a woman, it's okay, I will settle for her. You will never know how many men are going to die knowing that the women they preferred are not the ones they married. I'm telling you this honest truth. Is that okay? So it's true that men know what they want, and at the same time, men don't know what they want. Okay, that's okay. So it's true that men know what they want, and men also don't know what they want. Those who know what they want, sweetheart, when they get into the market, they go straight to the shop. I'm going for a Gucci, I'm going for a Gucci, I know what I want. And nothing confuses me. Such men, when they are talking, you don't see them do it. They go. Those are the kind of men when they meet you say, "Sorry, please, sweetheart, I want to marry you." There's no even long talk. I met my wife. I told her straight. There was no long story, and I wasn't confused by all the women I saw. So, for a man who knows, he knows. The one who doesn't, he doesn't. Okay, and there was something you mentioned earlier. I wanted to quickly respond to. What was those initial issues? I wanted to quickly. There was something you mentioned earlier that is of great concern to me. Say it again. Church brothers, right? I appreciate that so very much. Yes, we know we have issues with church brothers. Church brothers are your brothers from families in the society that came to the church. So if these brothers from home grew up from average homes, again, that are dealing with the kind of issues I'm talking about in their families, they are dealing with issues on how to be able to make your requests, how to be able to talk. Some brothers grew up in home where they tell them you don't look at a woman straight to the face. People come with all kinds of things to church. So we are trying to, for instance, next year now, we're going to be starting something with the young men, our men in church here, specifically for the men. It's going to be a grooming session. How a guy should carry himself with poise, with some form of confidence, to be able to talk to a woman. Some brothers know the ladies they want, but they don't have the confidence to talk to them. Number two, some brothers don't know what to do. Some brothers came from conservative churches before they came to join us here. So you see them dressed, but they don't know what to do with women. particularly brothers from the northern part of Nigeria, they are in churches, brothers sit apart, sisters. So the brother don't know what to do with a lady. So how to even propose, I don't know. Then when I propose, so what do we discuss when we meet? So you sit down, I sit down. God bless you. God bless you. Thank God. We are here. Where do we go from here? I don't know. What do we do? What do we discuss? Some brothers don't know. And please remember, somebody needs to be taught. So I will say this to you, sisters. Church brothers, in their naivety, they are some of the best for you to handle, particularly if they are genuinely born again. You know why? They are teachable. They are malleable. Look for a church brother that is teachable, bendable, malleable. You know why? You can shape him into the man you want. But you know the guys that know too much out there in the world, who don't have Christ on the inside, you want to do anything, so are you going to be teaching me anything? Church brothers are your best options. We know they need panel beating. That's why I'm here. Yes, but you'll be paying me. So we have a lot of work to do with church brothers, but trust me, because a church brother like that one, come my bros, come. Is he single or married? So you are single. Just stand like this now. So with this wristwatch, you are single. Who says a pastor? Are you a pastor? We know them. So here is a church brother. He worships, let's say for instance, he worships here, and I'm his pastor. Your advantage as a lady in marrying him, if he's serving under a pastor, your advantage is that it can be easily corrected. He has somebody that he fears. Your greatest advantage in marrying a brother who is serving in the church is that there's somebody that can tell him, shut up, sit down. The error we're having, the problem we're having, most ladies out there, is that when their husbands decide to go rogue, there's nobody that can caution him. That's the advantage you have in these people. And you see this one now. Church brothers know how to dress. Church brothers know how to talk Jesus. But see all these other things to do with women. Many of them gave their lives to Christ. At what age did you get saved, sir?
Yeah, I was 20.
20. Some of us church brothers got saved. Please help me. The brothers, please. The brothers. On behalf of the brothers. So this one that served you is a lawyer. And this a fine lawyer. The one that served you, supported him, is a pastor. So go and tell the women out there that church brothers, see, I thought he was only going to bring water. See what he brought. See what the Lord has done. Hey, can you see what the Lord has done? What you waiting for? See again, be careful of stereotypes. Be careful of building stereotypes. Stereotypes come from meeting just one or two individuals. And meeting one person is not enough to build conclusion about millions of others. We meet bad people, but all people are not bad. Is that okay? Yes, we meet bad people. And I understand you get bored easily and you want somebody with dynamism. Let me quickly say, like I tell my daughter will look at me and say, Daddy, I'm bored. I said, Darlene, I said, you feel bored? She said, yes. I said, you are responsible for creating your own happiness. The worst thing that can happen to you is to go into marriage hoping that somebody else will be responsible for the creative nature of your world. You will frustrate the person. If you want dynamism, be the one that creates it. Is that okay? You will be fortunate. Sometimes you meet a man who is dynamic in nature, Most men are not. Because most of us men, even if we are creative in one direction. So expecting that your happiness is going to be founded on our ability to make your world entertaining. Madam, our job is number one. We're thinking about the job so we can make income and take care of you. To now become your entertainer and leave our job becomes a problem. So in terms of dynamism, your boredom, find a way. My wife gets bored in one place. Is that okay? My wife gets bored with one house. The house just look one way. So guess what? I'm not the one that makes our house to look entertaining. When she gets bored, she changes the house. When she doesn't want us to be in one place, sweetheart, please, can we move to so-and-so place? I want to go and stay in so-and-so place to create a different environment. I pay for that. But to think I will know when you have entered your boredom level. So I'll be studying serious work. So I'm saying that to say, please take off that burden from the man you're going to marry, because it's going to be frustrating. I'm not saying the man will not respond to that. I'm saying it will be dangerous to make the man the one that feeds that. Is that okay? And trust me again, church brothers, like this one here is just God. Look at this. So black, dark hair. See bright smiles. Now you don't want to look. I'm telling you to look. You are not looking. Okay. So hey, I'd like you to change your perspective. And the other thing I want to say to you is, you are a unique person. And I trust that your uniqueness, you see the creative nature that you have, it's not what you should be looking for in marriage. It's what you are supposed to go and supply in marriage. In essence, this desire to be dynamic, creative, exciting is your difference. So if a man says, what do you bring to the table? I bring creativity, dynamism, I bring excitement to your world. What you desire the most is what you are also created to present. So because of you, a man who marries you will never be bored. Because boredom is what you hate. Therefore, boredom is what you will not create. Thank you. So what's your name, sir? Alexander. Even the voice alone. Alex, thank you very much. God bless you.
Papa, this is my own personal question.
Ojo.
Yes, I'm with her. We're gang pastor. Yeah. So my question now is, there is a pastor, but all his mentors, they are all dead people. And I have serious issues with that.
All his mentors are
yes,
dead
he
people.
owns a church. The church, he doesn't submit the church to anybody that is alive. Yes. So, and every time I ask, who is your mentor? It is someone that was a pastor that died.
No. There's a problem of self-esteem and there's a problem of arrogance. There's just a problem. It's a serious problem. The unwillingness to submit is also a reflection of unwillingness to be accountable. That is a very dangerous thing to watch out for, because such a person is not accountable to anybody. If you marry him, should there be any problem in your marriage, you'll be nobody can step into the marriage. It's a very dangerous sign. No. Even those people that is watching, that the people is reading that died, when they were alive, they have living mentors. Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Pastor.
You're welcome.
Thank you for all you're doing and you continue to do.
Thank you.
I have, I don't know, please teach me. So I have very interesting questions I would like to ask. And it's based on the fact that you started a chat with Amos 3:3.
Yes.
Where you said, can two work together except they be agreed?
Yes.
So what does it mean to become one flesh? Because we are working towards, this whole meeting is working towards one goal for us being married.
Yes.
Being single or being in a relationship towards marriage, what does it mean to become one flesh? can two work together except they be agreed? How do you correlate that two together? And secondly, does a husband and a wife have to have parallel and yet independent ministries? Does it really matter? I came out from a relationship where this person is a popular politician to say, but I am going into ministry. And I could not relate to the fact that I was going to be tied down in a room, come and cook for crowds only, and not pursue my dreams. So in the situation where you have parallel ministries, how do you correlate it and come up with a beautiful marriage, in the sense that you are so sure that this marriage is for you, but you are not able to come up with the fact that you guys have very different ways of life and how you're going to your line of approach towards destiny? Then the last question, now that you are in it, or you're trying to be in it, or you're in a relationship, what does submission mean to a man? What does submission mean to a man? Because submission may mean something different to me, but not. I want you to relate it to me as a man. Okay. What does submission mean to you? Thank you.
Thank you so very much. I really appreciate that. I think, John, we may need to say, how many of you ladies feel a call of God on your life to ministry? Because I'm thinking I may have to do a special mentoring for you girls. Wow. Okay, then there's trouble here. Okay, so John, what we could do is that, is there a possibility for you to get the names of all those who are doing that? Maybe we could start a Zoom stuff, so I can start some mentoring program. Because again, the problem is that many of you ladies who have a passion for ministry, the issue is that the guys who have a calling to ministry don't even know you exist. The truth is that most guys think that a lot of ladies these days are just more materialistic. So they don't even know where you exist. They don't even know your pool. And so I think you can get the names. Everyone, lady who is into ministry, you have a call of God in your life, you want to be doing a ministry, something later, women ministry, youth ministry, and all of that, make sure you give your name to John. She will arrange, once in a while I will do some Zoom session with you, or preparing you for ministry proper, by the grace of God. Somebody had a question that I forgot to answer. How long should we talk? Right? The talking time, the duration between a brother and a sister. Here's what I want to quickly say about the issue of talking. The moment a guy meets you and the guy begins to just have some conversation with you, if within 6 months the guy is not clear, the guy is not clear. Is that okay? And please, there's nothing wrong with you as a lady. Say, sorry, please, sir, how are you doing? Thank you so very much. After 6 months of just talking back and forth, call him to order. How are you, sir? Thank you so very much. You know, I'm of marriageable age, and there's always a danger when people see men around us, they always assume that those are the people who want to marry. So I just wanted to ask you, sir, can you be clear what this whole hanging around me is all about? Please be clear about it. Don't leave that to suspicion. Don't leave that to assumption. Is that okay? Nail it within 6 months. If a guy can tell you what is around you to be doing in 6 months, he's certainly not clear. 1 year, 2 years, let him go somewhere else. And Yola, where are you? So that no gray hair, no 2 years, please. Call him tomorrow Sunday. Invite him to a restaurant somewhere. How are you doing? God bless you. By the grace of God, I'm beginning to think about 2023, and I want to know what direction I'm moving, because 2023, I sense in my spirit that it is my year to be settled in marriage. And I know you've been around me, I've been around you. I just want to be sure, giving you the first privilege, first mover's advantage. I want to know, are you interested in me or not? Do you want, is this what you want us to do? And is 2023 in your mind? If not, thank you so very much. I appreciate you. It's been nice hanging around you. The fact that he looks like the guy you want doesn't mean that he's going to be the one you want. The reality is that God can bring him around you to give you a picture of the kind of guy you will be settling with. So some of you ladies make that mistake when you see a guy that looks like it and you now want to make it to be it. Sometimes God uses that guy to show you a picture of what you should now keep your eyes on, the possibility that now lives before you. Is that okay? Don't waste another 2023. Let's not meet here by the same time next year. Is the guy is talking. No talk next year. In Jesus' name. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pastor Sam.
There was, I didn't answer the question.
Who? The fair lady.
Yes, the three questions.
She actually took my time. So anyway, but continue, sir.
Yes, I'll come to you quickly. So in your own, the first question is Amos 3:3. Can two be agreed? How do we know we agree? What is one flesh, right? There are two different things. Amos 3:3, can two be agreed? Can two work together? I said be agreed. So first, before we begin relationship, we must have strong points of agreement and connection. Meaning purpose and alignment, which is what you're talking about. The person is going to become a politician. You have a ministry. Is that okay? Does it mean that a politician and a person with ministry can't connect? The two of you are into people issues. The two of you have an assignment that has to do with people. Okay? The only issue is if the person you are going to be going into relationship with is not born again. If he's born again and sees politics as his own platform for ministry, then the people he uses his political ability to attract becomes your ready-made audience. So you who is going into ministry, you have an opportunity to do ministry through his political ambition. If, for instance, he's a senator over a district, you are going to be the wife of the senator. If he's a governor over a state, you're going to be the wife of the governor. What that means is that you have influence over the entire women in that state. You can do ministry with greater impact as a wife of a politician. Is that okay? The only time when there's a problem is when the politician is not a Christian. I will not let you do ministry. If the politician sees his own politics as ministry, then you will let him know the ministry God has called you into. Letting him know that as God brings him into a position of relevance, that you are going to use that to reach people for Christ. So you believe that God is sending him there so that to open door for you to be able to bring Jesus to the people. Imagine as a wife of the governor that you're going to be bringing the wives of the commissioner together every day to pray. Imagine that you're going to be bringing market women to pray. That every market you go to, you're going to spend time to pray and tell them about Jesus. Under 4 years, you can reach more people than you would have reached if you open one small ministry in the corner of somewhere in that same state. So there is great connection between Esther and the king. The king was a politician. Esther was the woman God sent. And Esther used the platform of the king, the politician, to carry out God's agenda. So there can be a place where the woman who is called into ministry can connect to the man who is into politics or government and use that to touch the lives of people. Does that make sense? Say it again. Which is about submission. That what is submission to a man, right? Let me say this clearly. Even some men don't know what submission is. You are my wife, you must submit to me. In the mind of some men, submission is kneeling down. In the mind of some men, submission is when I'm talking, don't talk. In the mind of some men, men have confused submission with respect. Submission is different from respect, but there can be no submission without respect. Yet there can be respect without submission. Submission is coming alongside mission. Submission. Two words. There's a mission. A man is on a mission, and I have agreed as a woman that I'm going to work with you to I'm coming under your mission to make that mission work. Submission. I'm coming under your mission to make it work. So when my wife came into my life, she said, look, hey, you know what? Whatever it is God has called you to do, I'm going to work with you to make sure it comes to pass. If that includes honoring me so that the mission can come to pass, that's great. If it includes respecting me so that the mission can come to pass, fine. So submission is broad range, but in its entirety, it means the willingness of a woman to identify that a man is on an assignment and I'm willing to come under that assignment by whatever means necessary, including respect, honor, all those things that we pursue here and there. Is that clear to you? No. There's no submission if you are not coming with your own mission. There's no submission if you are not coming with your own purpose. There's no submission if you are not coming with your difference. Because you are coming to add nothing to me. In actual fact, submission requires that you too have something you are pursuing. But I see that what you are called to do, because you are my head, I'm going to bring mine under yours to pursue yours. By so doing, mine will find expression. So 20 years ago, my wife and I sat down. What's your mission? She told me her mission. I told her my mission. And you know what she said? She said, looking at our meager resources at that time, she said, whose mission should we pursue first? I said, no, we can pursue both. She said, sweetheart, no. Let's pursue your own. She said, I'll bring everything I have under what you are doing. She said, because in the future, as yours blossom, mine will find expression. What does she want to do today that she can't do? If she thought she had a ministry before, is her ministry dying now? Her ministry has platform anywhere she wants to preach in the world today. Business, she wants to do business. What kind of business can she do today? But she brought that under to lift the one that we call mine. And as this one has blossomed, it has created room for anything she wants to do. It is the wisdom of submission. Submission is for strong women. It's for wise women. Is that okay? It is not the loss of yourself. It is the blending of you with somebody else who you consider to be your head. Is that okay? Jesus put it this way, not as I will. He said, Father, if it be possible, let me tell you what I want. Let this cup pass. Submission, nevertheless, not as I will, not as I will, but as thou will. He brings that, his own, under the Father's own, carrying out the Father's will. And as he did that, what did the Father do? Wherefore the Father has given him a name. Wise women who submit ultimately become anything they want to become. We'll teach about submission again another day. Are you glad? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Last word.
Yes, my name is Emilia.
You people will not let me go here.
Sorry, sir. I feel you.
You feel me?
Yes. Thank you so much. And thanks for the privilege of coming here. I'm not a member of your church. I was invited by a friend.
No, that's okay.
And I think I'm enjoying what I am seeing. You talked about washing the net and mending the net.
Absolutely.
And I belong to the category of mending the net. Sadly so, because there's nothing as frustrating as when there are two persons and there's only one person that is working for two people. You are nice and your niceness is paid back with nastiness. You're loving, you're sweet, you're attractive, you're fun to be with, yet, you know, the net is broken and as the fish comes in, it goes out. And it's frustrating and
Yes.
you wonder whether it's your village people. I don't believe in that village people. I agreed with you when you said you are your own village juju and the rest of them. So that aside, I want to point out that most of these kinds of gatherings, you have a ratio of 90 women to 10 men coming. Why is it always? It's a recurring thing. We're not going to chase ourselves. We're not going to toast ourselves. It is men that we need to. Like when Ojone got up and when she was introducing and said, meet 1 or 2 or 3 people, almost everybody around me was I'm not a lesbian now. You understand? So men should please try to attend these and hear. It is not, the Bible didn't say she that finds. We wait to be found. And by the time we position ourselves to be found and nobody finds us, what happens? Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you so very much. I attended to that issue last time. Can I tell you the honest truth? Never forget this. Men are usually the most, in most institutions now, in China, what do you find? Who are the most people who are the most educated in China? Women. In most of our states now, what are you finding? Yorubas, Igbos, Hausas. Who are you finding to be the most educated? Women. There's something about men. The ego in us doesn't make us to pursue knowledge until somebody brings us in. So I challenge every woman here has connection with a guy. The guys won't come if you don't bring them. And you know sometimes what? The women are the ones who do each other. Because there's a fear that if I bring these guys, incidentally, the guy is not even hooked up to you. There's a fear that if I bring him, somebody else will take him. Meanwhile, he is not even taken by you. So imagine if, don't you have influence with 2 guys you could have told, hey bros, listen to me, you are following me. And you know guys, the moment you tell them there's somewhere I'm going to, I want you to follow me, they will come. You have influence on 2 men that will follow you. Imagine if all the ladies here had pulled one guy when they were coming. As we bring them, we will create the solution to each other's problems. Am I correct? Being what? No, sorry, ma, you are a woman. If a woman wants a man to come for an event, he will come. It's a gift, ma. Don't you people bring them for church concert? Don't you people take them for worship concert? Don't they follow you? The truth is that women have not yet applied that effort in the direction of bringing them for relationship program. If you tell him, sorry, I want you to come drive me. See, I'm going for a program today, and I just want you to be there with me. You know how to bring them. They will come. So, women, is our responsibility to make sure next time when you're coming, come with the guys. You want a guy who will bring him for you. If you want a guy, bring a guy for somebody else. And if possible, why not bring your brother? Bring your colleague in the office. And if it's your own man, bring him. He will be informed. Your relationship will become better. And if you are wise, if he's your own man, when you bring him, sit close to him, use rope. All right, last one.
Thank you, Papa.
Thank you, ma'am.
I wanted to find out what's the financial level that a brother should attain before thinking of settling down in marriage. Now, I've met a couple of brothers who would, because I'm financially conscious, because of where I'm coming from and the things I didn't have growing up, and not wanting to, transmit the same thing to my children and all. So I'm trying to build my financial stamina to a level at least, and I'm looking forward to having someone who has the same structure so we two can build together. Now, but I met this brother who was making reference to Oyedepo. Even yourself, he made reference to you, of how you people started from nothing and today you people are something.
Tell him that he needs food. He's hungry. I started with nothing.
So making reference to a whole lot of men of God who didn't have anything, and today they have it all put together. Now, so how do you create that balance? So you are not, maybe I just feel, am I overly demanding or something?
No.
So, yeah, so that's basically my question.
I want to thank you for that question. And I want you to keep that in mind. Always remember that your past, like I shared with the other person, your past came to give you the minimum threshold, or what you call the benchmark for interaction. Meaning, anything that is going to send me back to where I come from, I'm not going there again. I saw a father who was not taking care of family, who was not providing. I'm not going to get married to a guy again. If you like, let Jesus be appearing through your body physically. Is that okay? So yes, I started not with what I have today. Is that okay? But Mary Oye will never have married me if she was hungry. I did our wedding in Ibro Hotel here. I didn't borrow money to do it. That's how low I started. I started in Hebrew Hotel. I used a Zanetti suit of 128,000 naira. Then, that's how low I started. Is that okay? So that I started with nothing doesn't mean I didn't have something. Is that okay? And my wife is a Delta woman. Delta woman don't just follow you because Jesus is with you. Carry waiting. Delta woman, she has calculated bros future day. And she has to use today to know whether there's future. Before I married her, barely 2 months after I engaged her, first I proposed on the 2nd of January 2002. By 3rd of January, I took her to a restaurant which was the leading restaurant in Maryland. took her for a lunch there, paid for anything she wanted. That's how low we started. You understand what I'm saying? The traditional wedding was not on rent. The family did not have mercy on me and said, "Chai, this boy, we for no worry, no. I paid for everything." Is that okay? So the point I'm making was that yes, we started small, but it didn't mean we didn't have anything. Number two, my wife and I started with predictable budgets. How much will it come to run the family per month? And those monies have not missed road in 20 years. And they have gone from little to big, bigger, like that. Is that okay? Whatever the budget is, I don't set budget for the family, my wife does. And I don't argue with my wife when she says, "Sorry, sweetheart, 10,000 will not be enough for us anymore for this month." I say, "Okay, how much is it?" It's 15,000 naira that we use for a month. It's okay, fine. I don't argue. Two, I don't check what she does with the money. I'll try trust. And so that's how small we started. But I'm saying that as small as we started, every month the money needed to take care of the family was available. And if there's anything a woman wants, is predictability of income. That's all. It's not how rich, it's how predictable is his income. I'm an import, exporter, promoter, and super navigator. All this confusion, something. Sorry, sir. Whether you are import, exporter, how much can we get every month? We no go fail. Women like to plan, and I need to know how much can we get. 50,000 per month. When children come, can we have 100,000 per month? And the job of the guy is to make sure every month that money is up. If that money is available, the woman don't care if you like be exporting and importing. Number two, apart from the import, and I mean the budget of the family, you want to make sure it's okay. How much do I give to my wife from time to time? Okay. So for instance, you know, my wife and I travel. We go there. She don't just travel with me. She takes care of me. She makes sure that when I go there, like Cameroon, we go there now. She's the only reason why I can't remember the woman I saw there. Because so it's not a small job to keep me focused. That is why all of you, can I tell some of you who are calling to ministry? Can I tell you where your problems are? Who is the Naomi you are serving? You are going to be a pastor's wife, and you're not connected to any pastor's wife. You are serving physically, emotionally, financially, and learning. You want to be a pastor's wife who is going to be a great pastor, but you're not serving under any to learn from now how to take care of your husband, because there's so much. We look simple on the stage. We are complicated human beings. There's a whole lot to take care of someone like me. As simple as I look to all of you here, if you stay around, I'm complicated. So it takes a lot for that woman to tame me, to manage me. And you're going to be a pastor's wife, and you're not connected to any pastor. The wife that you should be serving until you meet your husband. From that place of service, you are released into your own husband's house. That's the way it should go. What I see these days, independent girls who are in the name of their doing ministry are submitted to nobody. You see them on Facebook, just show up, Instagram, and prophetess nonsense, prophetess this, and no roots, nothing, serving nobody. That's why they fizzle out quickly. So my charge, if you're going to marry a guy, there must be predictable income. And any guy that won't have financial conversation with you is not ready for any conversation. The most important conversation in marriage: sex conversation, financial conversation, ministry conversation. If we're not going to talk about that, there's nothing more to talk about. Is that okay? It's as simple as that. So my challenge to you by the grace of God is, call the guy. Let's talk about money. Sorry, sir, how much are you going to make available every month? How much do you make every month? And no, as the Spirit of the Lord brings, as the Lord blows manna, you're not serious, you know. And those of them quoting Oyedepo, quoting myself, let them go and know how much Bishop Oyedepo started with. That we say we started small doesn't mean we had nothing. And doesn't mean that our family was trusting the Lord. Every month, Father, we don't know what will happen today. No. We started well, as small as it was, we started enough not to rely on salary in the church. So we've not taken salary in this church for 20 years. We started so small that even when your pastors, I wish Pastor Sunday is here, even when your pastors were saying, Papa, since the church, how about you taking the tithe? I said, no, let the tithe go to the church and let the tithe be used to take care of the church. At that point, the pastor said, no. Okay, Papa, since the members are giving their tithe to the church, that we will give our tithe to you. That the sons of Aaron paid their tithe to Aaron. I say, you are not the sons of Aaron. Your names are Mark, Daniel, you are not the sons of Aaron. So initially they want to be doing that kind of thing. I said, no, all of you pastors, everybody pay your tithe to the church. And we learned through hard work, my sister. Mama doing catering, me doing training. I will go and do training, Mama will do catering. But that's how we're able to, through our hands, we read from Paul, through the diligence of hard work, we're able to start bringing income. And through the mystery of giving, my wife is an incredible giver. I am a reckless giver. So we have been prospered by giving, not by taking from people. Is that okay? So if you meet one guy who is just telling you Holy Ghost, ha, shakama, my future, hey, scripper, don't worry, let's start anyhow. Yes, but can you tell me predictably how income will be coming? Even if it's you will struggle, tell me how much you'll be bringing every month. Don't worry, sweetheart, I will work hard every month. I'll bring 50,000. That's a man. That's a man. Thank you so much, everybody.
I believe you have been blessed by this message. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. God bless you.